now, coming to you live from atop the Lavender Town Radio Tower, it's the one, the only, PoGo.
It's PoGo! PoGo! It's PoGo! PoGo! Pokemon Underground Champions League, oh yeah! PoGo! PoGo.
Welcome to another episode of the Puckle Podcast. I am your host, Trainer Thatch, here today with my spectacular co-host. I've got the one and only Lord Jushiro.
Some say I'm Jushi-san.
You are Jushi-san. And then I've also got Seth Vilo.
Some say I forgot that Jushiro does that intro format and I didn't think of one quick enough.
Welcome to the Puckle Podcast. Puckle, of course, standing for the Pokemon Underground Champions League, a nonsensical name we came up with in 2007, where we talk everything Pokemon, from the trading card game to the video game to everything in between.
Everything.
Everything. Even not
absolutely to the chagrin of many.
You know what I thought about today? I thought about how the 1000th Pokemon is a piece of string cheese. It was just an intrusive thought that came into my head today.
I tell you what, though, on the topic of string cheese, there's a brand that has a smoked string cheese that I had many years ago.
Okay, this sounds really good, actually. Continue.
Right.
I had it several years ago, and I bought like a ton of it, and I loved it, and it actually made me eat cheese like in that format.
It made you eat it. It made you eat it.
For like 4 to 6 years, something like that. I have not seen it anywhere. And now all of a sudden it's back, but it's calling itself a new flavor. Never before seen.
Never before seen. It's like
do not gaslight me.
I don't know if I gaslit myself or what happened.
These are just Dorito flavors, Seth. You're just discovering Doritos.
I was a half step away from getting my dad, who's gone to like smoking meat adult man college.
Yeah.
Just handing him 5 pounds of mozzarella stick, cheese stick things and being like, Dad, make them taste smoky.
Make them
like
smoky.
A true millennial.
Now I don't have to. Now I can just buy my own like an adult.
Buy it.
Welcome to Pokemon, the cheese podcast.
Puckle, the Pokemon Underground Cheese League. That's what we are.
We're talking sandwiches and how to make them and where you put the smoked cheese. Do you
I like the Dagwood.
Do you not?
I like a good Dagwood, you know?
Yeah.
I like it's just that's where we're at. We're eating Dagwoods and drinking soup.
Yep.
That's how this works.
Heck yeah.
Pokemon wise, I don't know that I've done too much this week other than like play. Oh, I did the Nuzlocke this week. I do the Nuzlocke every week.
Oh, nice.
It's going well. It's better than my last attempt at X and Y. So
good.
I don't know. Like I feel like most Nuzlocks, you get to a point like it's mid game where the game is just no longer scary.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're set up.
Yeah, and I'm there. Like I'm there right now. Like we're at the point where it's just like, yeah, these are probably our team members. Barring like I forgot that Gyarados had flamethrower in this part of the game. Like, you know, it's something like
coasting.
that.
What game was it again?
It was X and Y.
XY. Okay, so there is the physical special. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I was randomly curious. Forgot.
Yeah. So the physical special split exists. Yeah, but like you know, you have like something out that's like I don't know, like you have like a Magneton or something against a Gyarados. Like, I'm gonna win. I'm gonna win, and then the flamethrower comes out, and you're just like, oh
no, I forgot the dragons breathe fire.
And X and Y is pretty cheeky about a lot of that.
That's fair, yeah.
How so?
Because so their movesets aren't so typically in Pokemon games when you play through, the movesets on the Pokemon are just moves that the Pokemon like the most recent 4 moves it gets in the learn set by level. That's typically what it is. But in X and Y, they don't always go by that. They have a lot of like sneaky things. Yeah.
I noticed that a little bit too on a playthrough of, I think it was just straight up like Ruby Sapphire or something like that. It might have been Oraz, but I noticed that a lot of things that should not necessarily be able to hit Shedinja totally can.
Yeah.
So they thought of that.
Yeah, I absolutely they have. Yeah. But yeah, it's very weird. Like, especially I didn't realize how much I think game designers actually at least when Shedinja's in the game, they design around it.
It appears the game designers designed the game. I can't believe it.
No, they design around Shedinja though. Like they make sure that there's something that can hit Shedinja.
I'm sure the people on Twitter though are smarter.
we found a small what is it? So like I was looking at the Elite Four for X and Y, right?
Right.
And we had caught an Inkeda in the game on stream, right? I was like, oh cool, we can get Shedinja.
Oh yeah, you were talking about this.
This will be awesome. And so I was just like, okay, what can Shedinja wall in this game? It's got to be able to wall like a gym leader or something, right?
Nothing.
No, it's like he can do the steel type Elite Four member. And that's about it. And it's like one Pokemon on this team. It's not even his whole team.
Yeah, because doesn't he have an Aegislash?
Yeah, he just has a bunch of Pokemon that either have like a ghost or a dark move. Like a lot of Pokemon just have dark moves in the game.
What is his like deal now? Like if you're gonna use him, what's the point of him?
Nothing. I'm not gonna use him. He's in the box.
I mean,
the
right now he's
never
not
got
even
to
in the
evolution.
game, so I don't even. Yeah.
Fun.
It never got to the. I mean, you could just not die, and that's like the fun of it, I guess.
Yeah. That's the gimmick. I mean, I'm kind of glad that I don't have to deal with Air Balloon, Shedinja, Terra, Electric.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I also miss it. That would have been stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Or fun. No, but I mean, like, competitively, what's his point?
Oh,
like,
Shedinja, when it's in the game, does surprisingly well, typically.
Because he's not in the game now, right? I forgot.
Yeah, it's not in Gen 9, but in Gen 8, saw a lot of competitive play, especially in, like, VGC.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because not everybody's specking to, like, take out Shedinja. There's, like, always a time in the meta where Shedinja just reigns supreme. Like, a good example would be when, like, Zacian was really popular last gen, in Gen 8 in VGC.
Oh, yeah,
Zacian typically didn't carry a move that would hit Shedinja. It would run Behemoth Blade, play rough, and then maybe Wild Charge, and then Protect. And so none of those moves hit Shedinja. So you could just play Shedinja, and Zacian can't touch it. And one of the better moves that's appeared recently in the past few generations of Pokemon in VGC is Ally Switch. Where you can swap the Pokemon position. So you could always do this thing where, Shedinja's in that spot now. Oh, sorry, you didn't do anything.
Right. Oh my. Okay. So, I see now why it's not in the game.
I mean, it would be terrible with Terra typing, right? Like Terra, Electric, Air Balloon, Shedinja doesn't work. I think what you do is you make Wonder Guard not work when you're Terra'd. I think that's literally the simple solution.
Right.
Yeah.
That like you just do that. Like Wonder Guard has this new stipulation that when you're Terra'd, it doesn't have an effect.
It doesn't work.
Fine. It's going away after this generation anyway.
I don't know. I'm still hoping, a little part of me. Well, one, I'm pretty confident that like Megas are coming back for Gen 10.
Yeah.
I'm pretty confident because there's going to be like one or two new Megas at least in Z to A, and they're not going to let you just like keep those on Z to A. They're going to want you to play with those in like a mainline Pokemon game.
Right.
Kind of like Hisui and Zoroark and stuff like that.
Exactly. Yeah.
But you'll be very informed how painful it is and how you're abusing.
Yeah.
That's fine. I'm okay with it. I like that lore. And so I assume they're just going to be like, oh yeah, Megas are back, in some capacity,
right?
In Gen 10. And part of me is kind of hoping we do this. Like, I would be perfectly okay with like every mechanic being in Gen 10. Like, I would be perfectly okay with it.
Man, if they do that, that would be so amazing.
Dynamax can sit out. That's fine. But like
Mega, Terra, Dynamax, Rayquaza.
Let it be in the game and just suck.
I think it would limit you to only one if you did it. Like, say you're holding a Z Crystal, you can't Terra, you can't Dynamax, right? I think that's how that would work out.
But that would completely eliminate like people wanting to do the Gigantamax or C moves. If you get to choose, you will always choose the Mega Evolution, I guess.
Well, no. So you can still like Mega another Pokemon, but you could Z move another Pokemon, and you could.
You mean one of each?
Yeah, like the Pokemon would be restricted. Like if you're holding a Z Crystal.
Gotcha. Okay.
Mega Rayquaza, even though it's not holding a Mega Stone, wouldn't be able to Dynamax. It wouldn't be able to. Right. It wouldn't be able to use a Z move. I mean, this is already a thing that's implemented in Sun and Moon, right? Mega Rayquaza can't use a Z move.
Right.
I just want to see a new damage cap of like highest amount of damage dealt to a level 1 Paris.
Yes.
You always love chaos.
I do.
But I think you can only do. I think that's how you implement it. You can only do one, right?
Right.
Sure, maybe you could use all 4 in the same battle, but they have to be with 4 different Pokemon.
I guess it could be something other than Paris now. What else is weak to flying? A fighting bug. A fighting bug that's been trick-or-treated.
Pinsir?
No, wait. Grass typing. Triple weak to flying.
So you think... I don't think Paris wins that, though, right? Well, no, maybe you would get it on, like, Heracross. Oh, maybe Pheromosa. Those defenses are pretty bad.
Yeah, level 1 Pheromosa.
Yeah.
And then you just nuke it with Dragon Ascent.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Terra Mega Gigantamax boosted Mega Rayquaza. A new number. We discovered a new number.
Yeah,
the firepower that the Pokemon universe allows 10-year-olds to have.
It glitches
incredible.
and the Pheromosa evolves into Kangaskhan for some reason.
Oh my god. All right. So I would typically ask you guys what you did, but we talked a while. So
nothing.
We're going to go ahead and
Pokemon
we're going to
related.
kick it on over to the news. So let's cue that epic music.
Coming to you live from the Lavender Town Radio Tower. This just in.
Welcome to the news. In the news, we've got a few things to talk about. First and foremost, we've got the news that Nintendo's music app added Legends Arceus music to their catalog, which is really cool. But also, you could get a life-size Gardevoir plush now. So,
yikes!
That's something.
Have fun.
Yikes! Yikes is right. Yeah, this thing is. It exists. I think it's going to.
I think it's 5 feet tall.
That doesn't make me feel better.
Right.
I am looking forward to the Pokemon Center photo shoots with this. I don't know if you guys have seen like the Lucario, like the life-size Lucario in Pokemon Center. But there's like
they're out there. Like
it's hilarious. Like the Lucario's just like holding a towel in the kitchen, and then there's another one with a person sleeping, and the Lucario has their hand on its head. And I'm just like, I don't know if I want this thing to be alive. Like it's like some real Toy Story weirdness, you know?
Pokemon spent too much time trying to figure out whether
with your
a day in the life,
right, whether if they can do it, they didn't stop to think whether they should have done it.
Exactly, whether they should, right? So that exists. Somebody's going to be happy.
The sales for that Gardevoir will immediately decide whether or not we have a Lupani,
a Gallade
version soon.
A Gallade?
No, a Luponi.
That's the wrong thing. That's the wrong thing. I found the picture, but I sent the wrong picture. That's not the right picture.
In less disturbing news, Pokemon Home updated. Wow.
Yay.
With some maintenance, and it added 2 new Dex completion rewards. You can get Shiny Manaphy for finishing the BDSP Dex, and you can get Shiny Enamorus for finishing the Pokemon Legends Arceus Pokedex.
Oh.
Isn't that cool?
Interesting. Yes, actually. That is very cool. That is a good incentive.
No, they're doing some like cool stuff on Home with this. Like all they need to do is add like a battle
The
simulator,
Meloetta was through Home too, right? The Shiny Meloetta?
Yeah, the Meloetta was through Home. That was for finishing, I believe, the Scarlet and Violet Pokedex. And there's a Magearna for finishing like the national decks.
Oh, well, guess I got stuff to do.
Heck yeah.
It's actually really cool. So, I mean, it gives you a reason to like finish those games too and finish the Pokedex.
Yeah, because I think the Pokemon have to be like from
They have to be from that game, yeah.
Yeah. You can't just drop the Pokemon in and say, check the box.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, they have to be from that game. So it's actually really cool.
It is.
It's very cool. So I am all for it. Yeah, to receive these Pokemon, you have to complete the Pokedexes and then confirm your completion in the Games tab. You don't actually have to transfer them in. You have to complete the Pokedex on the game, though.
Oh, okay. That's good.
It's very cool. So yeah, Shiny Manaphy and Shiny Enamorus. Like that's a first time to get Shiny Enamorus, so that's really cool.
Yeah.
Still lock Shiny Enamorus to like PLA completion though, which I find very funny.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's very cool. All right, in other news, there's a Flying Terra Eevee that's going to be distributed in the West for Pokemon Day starting February 7th to the 27th. In the US, you can get that code or the distribution from GameStop or Best Buy. The event is also available for Canadians at GameStop and Toys R Us, which they lied to us and said it was gone. but it's available everywhere.
Well, in
but
Canada.
the US.
In Canada.
It's in Canada. It's in Japan. I've been to one in Japan. And there's an EB game, and also in Australia you can get the EB games. Not sure why it's a Prismatic Evolution tie-in, but I guess
it's because we're about to get a new flying Eevee announced. That's Pokemon
why.
ZA.
I wouldn't be surprised if we got a new evolution in Z to A. I wouldn't be surprised.
I'm
Like
sure
if they're gonna do it, they might do it here.
No.
Yeah.
Let's no.
In CA?
Yeah.
Why CA though? And
Why
if
not?
it's
No.
in Kalos, wouldn't that make even less sense?
I stand by the comment that I made on Joe Merrick's tweet recently where he said, like, what's your predictions for Pokemon Day? And I said, 6 Cafe Remix updates reminding us that ZA exists and nothing.
Right. Is this like drought worse than it's ever been? Side note.
No.
It's been
No.
It
This
has
is so
been like a
much better.
full year, I think, now,
'Cause,
since
yeah.
ZA was announced, and then we've gotten nothing in between there, which feels weird. But
You got TCG Pocket. That's something.
I mean, like,
Yeah.
specifically for that game, though. Like,
yeah, no, this
between
isn't
announcement and the next piece of news has been a full year.
Yeah, I'm unsurprised by that. But
I am too.
also think
but-
that I think they're trying to be very intentional with how they do things now, right? And instead of just like, here's a game, let's keep churning the bicycle out, you know?
Right.
I think they're trying. I think I do think they took everything, like the performance of Scarlet and Violet to heart.
I mean, the
and they
performance of
actually do
Scarlet
something
Heart,
about
it was like they sold
Apparently
a lot.
not, or else they'd have released a half-baked ZA game in October.
No, they learned from it. That's what I'm saying. They learned from it.
But
Oh, okay.
nothing wrong came out of it. Of Scarlet, I mean, in the sense that for them as a developer, like they sold them all. They sold so much. I don't see how they.
You're thinking like an American Jushiro.
Oh, that is true.
No.
Pardon my
Like Japan
sins.
has like this like weird sense of honor. I don't know if you've noticed, but Nintendo makes like really illogical business decisions based on this. So
I can't wrap my American head around it.
Yeah.
but yeah, either way. They also announced 5-star Milcery raids for Valentine's Day weekend. If you're wondering why this was announced so far in advance, that's because Japan is also giving away pins to 1,000 of their players who participate. They are also doing the same for a Splatoon Splatfest and playing Animal Crossing.
And also, why Milcery though for Valentine's Day?
Because candy. What are you talking about?
Candy, done. Easy peasy.
Okay.
Lemon squeezy.
It's a little cute Pokemon that has vaguely Valentine's Day candy theme to it.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yep.
I just thought it was milk.
Nope.
With a candy. That's how you evolve it.
Okay.
All
I'm
right.
stuck on the milk though. But go on.
Let's transition to some Pokemon Go news, Jushiro. How'd you tell me about
Let's
some
do
Pokemon
that
Go?
before we get this worse. On Pokemon Go, we got the community day is this Sunday and will feature Shelby, and Carablast.
Did you call it Shelby?
No, not again.
It will be forever Shelby, I'm sorry. And Carablast as Kalier gets Racer Cell, Cellgore, and gets Energy Ball.
What was the other thing that we did? What was it?
Shelby.
What was the other thing last time you and I were
Something
on Jushiro?
Skitty.
Oh, Pheasant Skibbity and Shelby.
You can
What
get that
year?
Shelby in Pokemon Go this time around.
Someone posted something. I forget where. Maybe it was in general on Discord, but someone was like Jushiro and Seth inflicting psychic damage to Thatch for an hour and a half with Shelby and Pheasant Skibbity.
Well, now's your chance to get Shelby in Pokemon Go. It's Community Day this Sunday, alongside Carablast. Sorry, guys. Friday episodes are just gonna be this crazy. The strong yet small event runs the 5th through the 8th and features a bunch of small Pokemon that have increased chances of being XXS or XSL. It's also at a shiny Nimble.
You also get 3x XP for catching Pokemon that day.
Cool.
and
Oh, nice.
two times catching candy. And you get double the chance to get an XL candy if you're above level 31. So
Very
that's
nice.
pretty cool.
Heck
And there's one more there for you, Jushiro.
Is there?
Yep.
Is
there's
there?
one more piece. There's one more piece there.
Is there?
There is. Yeah, the strong
The
yet small
shiny
event.
Nimble?
Oh wait,
The
oh
what?
my gosh, I wasn't paying
That's what we
attention.
just talked about.
I'm so sorry. Seth, how about you talk about this next thing?
Yeah. That's what you were referring to. Yeah. Next up, we've got TCG news. So the next wave, everybody. So get your fighting hands ready because the next round of Prismatic Evolutions product launches this Friday. If you remember, they were doing a staggered release of products throughout the year, and the next 2 items are the Prismatic Evolutions Surprise Box, which has 4 booster packs in it, a box to hold everything and dividers and everything. So it's kind of like an ETB. But it also has 1 of 9 randomly selected foil promo cards with a special
this
logo.
This is going to be terrible.
Featuring
terrible.
one of the EVs.
I don't like this already.
So get your fighting hands ready at Costco at 6 a.m.
Also,
the other item
tins are there. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, that's what I was about to jump in. You're good.
It.
You're good. It's whatever. At
fine.
This point, by the show comes out, it'll be in the past. Time warp. But like Thatch said, the Evolutions Mini Tin are coming out. Those have 2 booster packs in them, a coin, and an art card showing art from the tins. You can line them all up, and they all make a little pretty picture thing to put together.
I do like the tins. I'm sad I will never get to see them. I will never get to see these tins, but their tins are cool.
I mean, you might find the Leafeon one.
Might find the Leafeon one. I want the Umbreon one, though, which is unfortunate.
Yeah.
Right. You and the rest of the scammers.
And tell me about it. I'm
Interesting
not a scammer.
how they're
Don't
all...
say that about me.
They're all on stones. I'm looking at the rock. I'm looking at the Evolution Mini Tins picture, and they're all on stones, which makes sense for some of them. But I didn't know there was a friendship stone. Sylveon's standing on a pink rock, the friendship stone. Flareon's standing on a fire stone, obviously, but what the heck? The moon stone. Whatever. But yeah, those are the 2 products that are coming out there.
Yay.
Other TCG news is that we're going to have to rename Pokemon TCG Pocket to Pokemon CG Pocket with all of everything that's going on. Because people are not happy about how trading is done. And
I believe that.
There actually has been, in the last, as of recording, couple of hours, a statement came out from Pokemon TCG Pocket's official accounts and everything saying, hey, y'all, pretty much, I'm paraphrasing here. Hey, y'all, we hear you. We will be looking at this and looking at ways to improve the feature to address concerns. Apparently, the reason that they had it so very crazy restrictive was to prevent abuse from bots and other prohibited actions using multiple accounts, end quote.
Okay,
so
I guess. I don't know. I don't know. Why does that matter?
I don't know.
Why does that? I'm so confused why that matters.
It's the meta.
I don't know either.
I assume it's to prevent people from selling cards online.
I mean, whatever. Sure. Okay. We can't have people selling cards online that aren't real and don't exist.
It's
we must.
Fine.
It's
fine.
But I get it. Sure. Whatever.
Yeah.
Maybe. So that's the reasoning, though, and they're going to look into it. So at least we're getting that out of them, like saying that they're going to actively look.
They're going to do something
to improve it.
Right. At least they're responsive.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
yeah, that's TCG news.
I think that is going to be it for our news today. We're going to move Puckle's Poke Opinion today. You'll see where. So keep listening if you like that part. We're going to go ahead, though, and we're going to kick it on over to Puckle's Poke Quiz. We're going to quiz your co-host on their insane Pokemon knowledge.
Oh, hi, and welcome to the Poke Quiz, the part of the show where we quiz our co-hosts on their insane Pokemon knowledge. I'm Mark from the Dunsparce Gang, here to explain the rules. Our fabulous co-hosts will work as a team to answer 5 Pokemon-themed trivia questions that fans have submitted on the Discord server. Each question is worth 1 point, with Pokedex and multiple answer questions worth more, for a total of 7 points. The hosts can use a free hint at any time. If they get all the answers correct and do not use the hint, they can cash it in for an 8th point.
Welcome to our Poke Quiz. Thank you for that intro. It might not be on the video, but it's in the audio version of the podcast. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to jump into it. We have our Poke Quiz. So let's jump into our first question this week, guys. Our first question this week is going to come to you from Smeargle19.
Let's do this.
Who was the first Pokemon in the animated series to demonstrate an ability?
Oh,
yeah. Oh is right. Yeah.
To demonstrate an ability?
Yep.
I feel like I remember an episode where Brock and Misty were talking, or Brock and someone was talking in the bench, and they were like, "Oh, that's Pikachu static," or something like that. And, and at least me, that was the first time where I went like, "Whoa, they acknowledge abilities."
I want to ask, is this like in an official capacity or something that would later become an ability?
I mean, technically it would later become an ability.
Because my thinking is something stupid like, what was it? Rhydon using its horn as a lightning rod?
Right.
Or Rhyhorn using its horn as... No, Rhydon, I think.
It was Rhydon.
Yeah. Rhydon using its horn as a lightning rod is its ability lightning rod. I don't...
That's a good question.
Know.
I don't know how this was approached in the Discord.
I don't know either.
I'll tell you that one's not the answer that I have.
Dang it.
So,
okay. That we at least know that. So
I feel
I'm going to assume that it's probably the first official time an ability was referenced.
Right.
Probably, yes.
And like Jushiro saying, Brock sitting on the side, that's Pikachu's ability.
Right. And they explain it like, that's the ability. And I'm like, well, that's the first time you ever acknowledged this in your 57 seasons.
It would have to be Gen 3 or beyond, obviously.
Right. I want to say
static.
Because I don't know why. Pressure.
This is the first Pokemon, not the first...
No, not the first ability.
The first ability. Pokemon. The answer is the Pokemon. Okay.
Maybe Pichu. I fairly remember maybe it's a Pichu thing.
Pichu?
Yeah, like Pichu caused static on someone. I don't know. I'm just rolling with it. You might have better insight.
I don't know, honestly. Pikachu or Pichu feels like a good answer, but I'm not positive.
I mean, other than that, we're just shooting in the dark here.
Yeah, I'm good with saying Pichu because you've got some kind of inkling and I have nothing, so
yeah,
good with that.
All right,
YOLO.
Pichu is unfortunately incorrect.
It was Rhydon after all.
It was right. No, it was Kecleon. In Pokemon in the Pokemon Gold and Silver series, it actually used color change. We did at the end have a Kecleon show up in like the final battles in Mount Silver. And it did demonstrate the color change ability then. So I think that's what we're referencing here.
Oh, okay.
Got it. That makes sense. I don't feel bad.
Yeah, I never would have guessed that.
You shouldn't. All right. Your next question is from Liger. What core series game has the lowest maximum level available for a wild Pokemon?
Repeat the question one more time.
What core series game has the lowest maximum level available for a wild Pokemon?
Oh, lowest maximum.
Maximum,
okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
So like Diamond and Pearl, I'm going to give you a free one. It would not count because you can catch a level 100 Magikarp.
Yeah, and the Regigigas, I think, was level 100? I don't know. But yeah, like Platinum and them are out because Magikarp was both level 1 and 100. So
Right. Well, I don't know why my mind is giving me Region 3, Generation 3, Hoenn, or Generation 5, because they're both kind of like reboots.
Okay.
But that's as far as I go.
So, what level was Rayquaza available at in there? I think it was like 70?
It is like 70. I forgot about legendaries.
Yeah, because that's a wild, technically.
Yeah.
What about like Gold and Sapphire? Not Gold and Sapphire, Gold and Silver. Oh my gosh.
They are two gens in one.
They're all at the same time. What was the highest level there? Mewtwo. Mewtwo was high. So that's...
He's always 70 also, right?
In Gold?
Yeah, he's always 70. Right? Isn't he? Because you go to the cave?
Wait. No, he's not there, I think, in Gold and Silver, isn't he?
I'm thinking Gen 1. I'm an idiot.
Yeah.
I'm going to need an answer here, guys.
It's not Gen 4. It's not Gen 5 because Gen 5 is probably stupid. Like half of them didn't even evolve until level 80 anyway.
I need an answer.
Want to go just with Gold Silver? Because why not?
Yeah, I'm nothing
Gold Silver! Oh, wait, no, there's the whole Kanto.
I'm gonna give you Gold and Silver.
Oh,
okay.
The answer is specifically Crystal. Gold and Silver don't count. They get tied up with everybody else with a level 70 legendary.
Right.
However, Crystal version is special because you get to, instead of catching one of the legendaries in the story and then the one after the story, both legendaries are post-game. Ho and Lugia. And they actually come in at level 60 instead of level 70 in Crystal. So, I mean, right track. So I'll give it to you. I'll give you the point.
Thank you.
Okay,
I played Crystal. That was the last game I played last year for Pokemon, and I did
Sorry
not
to hear that.
even click that.
Oh. All right. Well, your next question is your Pokedex entry question, as always. This is going to come to you from Spoo522. This first entry comes to you from Pokemon White, and it says, they avoid attacks by sinking into the shadows of thick foliage. They retaliate with masterful whipping techniques. Who's that Pokemon?
Ooh.
Repeat again?
They avoid attacks by sinking into the shadows of thick foliage. They retaliate with masterful whipping techniques.
Sounds like a Tangela to me. Or a Tangrowth.
Yeah. I feel like Tangela more than Tangrowth because Tangrowth is big and talks about how it likes to rip its arms off or whatever.
Right.
Tangela feels good. My brain can't get off of Zarude, which I know is wrong, but
I can't think of anyone else that does the whipping.
Yeah. That's the other part of it too, yeah, because weird forest Pokemon that specifically whips, like that's
Bulbasaur, Tangela, and that's it.
Yeah. I'm good with Tangela. I feel like that's a good guess.
Let's try Tangela.
Tangela is incorrect. Your next entry
no.
is going to come to you from Pokemon Violet.
Ooh.
Its one weakness is its inflated sense of pride. It takes a while for this Pokemon to be able to cooperate with other Pokemon.
Sense of pride.
What?
It's a pride.
Its one weakness is its inflated sense of pride. It takes a while for this Pokemon to be able to cooperate with other Pokemon.
Wait, no.
It sounds so familiar.
I know, right? What game did the first one come from again?
Pokemon White.
And this is what?
Dang, not that one then. Is it no
Scraggy?
Is it Mienshao?
Mienshao.
Mienshao with the like long sleeve shirt that it uses to whip people with?
Are we going with Mienshao?
I feel like that might be good. That feels like a prideful Pokemon. It's just like, I'm pretty, everyone needs to listen to me, kind of a thing.
I thought it was always gave like a Shaolin monk type of feel.
Maybe. That may be it. I don't know.
It whips with vines as well. Don't forget that part.
You're right. Those arm things aren't vines. Dang it. Thank you. That was about to be bad. Prideful Pokemon with vines.
With vines. Oh my god.
In the woods.
People
are screaming at their cars.
I'm gonna need some kind of guess. You could get a hint.
I'm sure you
as
do.
Well if you want.
I mean, we have gotten the question wrong.
At this point, what the hell? Give us
YOLO.
the hint.
YOLO. This is a grass type Pokemon.
Oh, great!
Wow.
Thank you,
Generation 5.
Thatch.
And one of the Pokemon in this evolution line might have had a nickname by the community that had something to do with pride, about how smug they were.
Yeah, that's what I was starting to think. So, it's one of the leaves, one of the snakes.
One of the leaves.
One of the leaves.
Snakes. I don't know.
Is it superior? That's a prideful thing. Or like somewhere in that family.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's
I'll
the
go
second evolution for that?
Servine.
You think it's Servine?
Servine? Is that what you're locking in?
Yeah.
Servine is correct.
Yeah.
Wow. Good job, guys.
First try.
Sublime's so mad at us. At least it wasn't Snivy.
You guys are 2 for 3, so your next question is worth up to 3 points for you. There are 14 answers.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
So
Okay. Name every Pokemon.
Could you name every Pokemon that starts with the letter X?
Oh, you're a Pokemon fan? Name every Pokemon.
There are 14 answers here.
14 answers. Okay.
You're up for 3 points. So what I'm going to do to be pretty fair, because 14's a lot of answers, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to give you, you get a point for every 3 that you give me. The other 5 are just bonus. There are 3 strikes and then you're out.
3
so
strikes.
Are you ready? Are you guys ready?
Yeah, let's do
Let me
this.
finish typing up my note document so I don't lose track. I am ready.
All right. Your question comes from Still Drowsy.
Now I know who to go after.
What are the 14 Pokemon that are able to change forms in battle due to abilities? They can change form in battle due to abilities.
Oh, okay. I
do
feel
this.
less bad.
Yeah.
So.
Fishy, the Wishy-Washy.
About to say Fishy's not a Pokemon.
Fishy is not a Pokemon, neither is Pheasant Skibidi.
Don't make me change his name.
Wishy-Washy, yep, that's one of them.
Wishy-Washy, that's correct. Yeah, that's one.
In battle due to an ability?
Yes.
That's the wording?
Even if it switches out, it counts, right? It doesn't have to be actively on screen.
Yes.
Okay.
Due to an ability. So
there's one Pokemon. Cast form is correct. That's another one. Yeah, that's 2.
The Dolphin superhero. Palafin. Yeah, there we go.
Palafin is correct. That is 3.
That's 1 point. What else?
And now here we are at the impasse.
No. We know more.
Yeah,
For sure.
We do, for sure. Zygarde.
Right. Cherubin.
Zygarde and Cherub. That's 5. That's 5.
Who else? Ooh. I forgot the name of it. It's the hangry Pikachu.
Oh, Morpeko.
No,
not Morpeko.
No, wait. Is it? The hangry one that gets angry.
Yeah, you're right. It is.
Morpeko is correct. That's 6. You get 3 more and you get all the points.
Okay.
Mimikyu. Does that count as a form change?
Technically, yeah.
What is it? What did you say?
Mimikyu.
Mimikyu, yeah. Mimikyu does count.
There we go. What else?
Good.
That is 7.
Aegislash.
Aegislash, yeah.
Aegislash is on my list, yeah. That is 8.
What else? We can do this.
We can do this. Oh, yeah. We're fine.
Mm-hmm. I believe in you.
Mega evolutions don't count, right?
Mega evolutions, those aren't abilities.
Those aren't abilities.
I know.
Are Reshiram and Zekrom on there?
Do they change mid-battle?
Yes.
Then yes.
I don't know if it's due to the ability or due to how they're animated.
Oh.
It's like the lights turning on them. You know what I mean? Like both Q-Rems, Reshiram and Zekrom.
No,
those aren't forms.
This guy, from
that one Pokemon,
Necrozma?
yeah, that guy.
No, Necrozma. Doesn't he change his form?
Not due to ability.
Right.
Yeah.
That'd be due to a move, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, due to the move there, or like eating another Pokemon.
Wow. Oh man, this is a fun question. I want to try to get them all 14.
This is a fun question.
I only need one more.
I know.
From you guys.
I know, but we want to give you more.
You're missing one that
Yeah.
like I would say immediately, and it's impressive.
I know. I feel really silly because I know there's something that's extremely obvious.
Yeah, for sure. Who else? Oh my god, we can do this.
I keep getting stuck on things that aren't due to ability. That's what's getting me.
That same here. Yeah, I'm thinking of yeah.
There's one I can really think of that I'm amazed.
One due to ability that he can really think of.
Now I'm starting to think of just like abilities. What are abilities that are weird?
What are abilities even?
What are abilities?
This guy, shaming doesn't change mid-battle though. No.
It can, but not
because
due to
of the ability. Yeah.
If it gets frozen in battle in sky form, it becomes land form.
Okay.
There's
a
couple I'm amazed you're not getting, but continue.
I know.
A couple of
other legends?
obvious ones?
Like other legends?
I don't know. I'm not telling you that answer.
He's not telling us.
Meloetta.
Oh, yeah.
No, is that for the ability?
No,
or
that's a
an
move.
attack?
Meloetta would be, that's a, I'm going to give that as
my
your first
God.
strike, because that's a move,
Okay, yeah,
not
that's
an
fair.
ability.
Strike one.
That's a relic
fair.
song.
Oh man, I know we need to finish this, but this is such a fun
See?
question that I
That's
just
the answer,
answered all
guys.
of them.
Oh, we know.
We know. I'm
Well, I
sure
need
that
it.
people
I
are
need it.
screaming
I
at
need it.
the
We're making
YouTube.
content here, guys, okay?
Oh man,
Just look
can you
at the
think
camera
anybody
and
else?
then do like
Anybody
these
else?
guys.
Hello.
You can think of real quick.
I can't believe
Watch
these
them
guys are so
struggle.
stupid.
Watch them struggle.
Oh my god. Doesn't the shadow boxing one?
Shadow.
Yeah, he's a mythical. I forgot his name.
Not due to ability. Not due to ability.
Come on, guys. There are like 8 of them left, or 7 of them left. Marshadow's wrong,
fine,
unfortunately.
Yeah, no, I was saying not Marshadow
okay.
because he was talking about that one.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna give you 20 seconds, and if I don't have an answer, it's game over.
That's fair.
Keep them in an eye like this.
Ditto isn't
Ditto.
ability. Ditto. Oh,
No, Ditto with the
Yes.
ability.
No, yeah. It changes form into the imposter.
Yeah.
That does not count.
What do you mean it doesn't count?
That does
That's a
not
very
count.
different form.
That's an inventive answer, but not.
Technically correct. The best
Right.
kind of correct.
I'm out. Sorry, can't think of anything else.
Is there something else that's Mimikyu like that break like when it breaks? Oh my god, Zoroark.
Oh my god, yeah.
I'm gonna.
Oh, but that
give
doesn't
you
count as a
that, But it's
force.
not. It's not.
Yeah,
the
it's
right
not a
answer.
form. No, don't give it to us. Yeah, it's not a
Changes
form.
I was gonna give it to you to
Due
end
to
this
ability?
pain. So 3 points.
missing
Here, have
6.
your 3 points.
It's something.
You're missing. So
missing
cast
5.
form you got.
Yeah, 6.
You did not get Darmanitan.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
You did get Cherim. You got Aegislash. You got Wishy Washy. You did not get Minior.
Oh yeah.
You did not get
right.
Cramorant.
Also,
Oh.
You
Yep,
did get
don't feel bad.
Mimikyu. You got Palafin. You got Morpeko. You got Zygarde. You didn't get Ice Q.
Oh yeah.
You didn't get Greninja.
oh wow,
Greninja
that's
isn't
an
a Pokemon,
obvious
it's
one
a
that we
mistake.
should have. Yeah, that was definitely a mistake.
And then you didn't get Terrapagos.
I was thinking
well,
of Terrapagos, but I thought it was counting as a terraform, and thus, if terraform doesn't include, I can't name all of them.
Well,
Its
you were wrong.
ability makes it Terra when it first comes in, though. That's the thing.
Yeah.
That makes
Oh,
sense. I don't feel
oh.
bad about those ones.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Darmanitan. You don't feel bad about Darmanitan?
No.
No, not
it's
as much as
ugly.
Greninja. I do feel for
All
Greninja.
right. Well, we're moving on. This last questions are base stat questions, as always. It's from the Afterman. Which fully evolved Pokemon with the ability Moxie has the lowest base attack?
Ooh.
Oh,
okay.
fascinating.
Fully evolved with Moxie. I can think of
Yeah.
3 off the bat. 4 off the bat. Salamence, Gyarados, Scrafty, and Crocodile. Of those 4, Scrafty has the lowest. I think it's like 100.
Then yeah, that sounds pretty legit.
Is there other things with Moxie, though?
Not that I can recall those. You named all the ones that are on the top of my head. I know who else has Moxie. Wasn't there like a dog from Gen 9 that had Moxie? But
A dog from Gen 9. There might have been,
yeah, I might be thinking about another Pokemon.
but that,
From
I
what
think,
you
has pretty
mentioned,
high attack.
it's the lowest attack though, you said, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So-
lowest attack.
The first one you mentioned was special attack based. Which one was that? Gyarados?
Gyarados, Salamence, Crocodile. All of those have really high attack stats.
Right. Salamence, yeah. I thought it was
Salamence
another one.
135, Gyarados
I thought it was
125, Crocodile like 115. Scrafty, though, is a defensive guy, not an offensive guy. So it might
Yeah.
be like 90 or 100.
Okay, that's fair. Fully evolved though, so it's the evolution.
Yeah, Scrafty. Scraggy is the baby.
Scraggy, right.
I'm going to need an answer here, guys.
I'm
What do
good
you
with
think?
Scrafty.
Yeah,
I can't
Scrafty,
think
I
of
guess. I
other
can't think
Moxie
of anyone
users
else.
right now.
Yeah.
YOLO. Scrafty.
Scrafty is unfortunately incorrect.
Of course it is.
The answer, so Scrafty is the number 2 tied with Mightyena with a base stat of 90, so don't feel bad. But this is a Pokemon that I think everybody forgets has Moxie because it never uses it, and that is Pyroar.
Pyroar?
Pyroar gets it, and its base attack is 68.
I don't feel bad about that question at all.
Me either.
But you guys got 5 points for that today.
Pyroar.
So.
Hey, I take them. I thought it was going to be way roar.
Pyroar, why roar?
I'm fact checking that. That feels false. Oh no, it's true. Dang it.
That one's easy to fact check. So like we did it, but you guys got 5 points today, so that does add to your totals. And it does bring both of you into the top 4 for the end of the year. So that's always good. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna get you that. In first place now we have Seth Vilo with 23 points.
Yippee!
In second place, we've got not Jushiro. We've got our Sigma with 21 points.
Are you sure it's not Jushiro?
Number 3 is Jushiro though, with 18.
Okay. Hey, yeah. I'll take
number
it.
5 is Sublime with 15, or number 4 is Sublime with 15. Number 5 is Claude with 14. In 6th, we've got Linian with 8. In 7th, we've got Whimsicott with 6, as well as Shark with 6. And in 9th, we got Bo with 5. And Shamu is not on the board. So with that, we are going to go ahead and we are going to kick it on over to our topic. Make sure you check out more Poke Quiz next week. But again, we're going to go over to our topic. Hey, Thatch here. A lot of you have been asking how you can hang out with us during the week. Well, the best way to do so is come to our Discord server at puclpodcast.com. You can join our server and you can hang out with us, talk Pokemon, battle, do a bunch of cool things, join in our tournaments. So what's stopping you? Come on over, puclpodcast.com. You can jump right on in and have a good time talking with the host of the show, as well as the large community we've gathered over the years. So come on, let's hang out. Welcome to our topic. Our topic today is going to be animals that should be Pokemon. I complain about this all the time, and so Seth decided that this was a great topic.
Jushiro, too.
I know. Okay, so like my number one qualm, but we'll get into it, and I have things that are like fun ideas that are typically just like fossils, because I think fossil Pokemon are a fun concept.
Yes. I'm on my favorite.
I really am. I don't know. I dislike that every Pokemon has to just be based on something. You know what I mean? And so this is just me standing on my soapbox before this starts and being like, I want more Pokemon like Breloom, where we took 3 ideas and shoved them together and we get a Pokemon.
What, kangaroo, raptor, mushroom? You want more like just 3 concepts stuck into one thing?
Tell me Breloom doesn't look good. You can't.
You're right.
Breloom's a good Pokemon.
I was watching a YouTube video from some of my favorite YouTubers out there, Drawfee. Hi, guys. If you're listening, you're not, but, I can dream.
Yeah, just tweet this at them, Seth. Just tweet this at them.
Yeah. This episode, I mentioned you guys. Please love me. I've spent so many hours.
I mentioned you. But yeah, no, look. Breloom's a mushroom head raptor kangaroo. And we need more of that. We need more of this.
They had a challenge where they designed a new Pokemon or whatever, and they designed a Pokemon around like the concept of time. And not Dialga, but just like time passing, not controlling it, just like it is. And it was the funniest episode I've seen in a long time.
I do just miss Pokemon being Pokemon though, okay, sure. A lot of them are just like we took this Pokemon and made we took a horse and put fire on it.
Yeah, I mean, most of them are like that.
But like, I really like, I don't know, the things that are very unique. Like I kind of like Rhydon because it's just monster, right? Like it's just kaiju monster. Same with like Tyranitar. It's just kaiju monster.
Well, Rhydon, I could see we took the concept of a rock and slapped it on a rhino. But I get you. I hear you.
But yeah, that's kind of what I'm at. But either way,
we're not doing that.
No, we're not doing that. I'm gonna open with one of my ideas. And that's the dodo bird. I want it because it's a recently extinct bird.
Right.
Yeah, like the last couple 100 years or something, right?
Like the last couple 100 years. Like I imagine the way this works mechanically in the game is like, instead of you finding like a rock that's a fossil, like, how we found like the silver wing and the rainbow wing in like gold and silver? you just find like a feather.
Not even fossilized, just a feather.
Not even fossilized, just a feather.
Hasn't been long enough.
It hasn't been long enough to exactly. It hasn't been long enough for it to fossilize.
Or maybe you find it in an icicle, like in a iceberg, frozen.
That's too much. That's too on the nose. I want you to like be in a field and you accidentally find this feather.
Love it.
You're talking to like the fossil reviver people or something, and they're just like, "Oh, can I see that feather?" And they're like, "Wow, that's a long extinct. This is the feather from a long extinct Pokemon." And they revive you this dodo bird, which for some reason is an electric type.
Electric flying. Oh. Or doesn't it fly?
I don't know what type it is. No, it's not flying. It's a flightless bird.
Okay.
It could be electric ground for all I care. I just think it would be like some weird type. I like the concept. Like I think Sword and Shield, of the things it did well, was the fossil idea where you like mixed and matched. And it also gave us not rock type fossil Pokemon, which is also very fun.
Yeah.
I do like it. Yeah.
That's what I was about to say. Like, do something recently.
And I want the idea of like not rock type fossil Pokemon. And I think this is a different way to do that, is by taking a Pokemon that's more recently extinct and just putting it in.
And being like the excuse is that the fossil agency or whatever is branching out. This Pokemon was only recently extinct in the wild, like kind of like a Lapras situation. Almost.
Yeah, and you could even do like a I don't know, you could do something that's very, very similar to like how we're trying to like reintroduce old species.
Yeah,
you could do something like that, right?
The more I think about it, it does match with Mamoswine and the Sabertooth mythical that or legendary that I forgot its name.
Chien Pao. Chien Pao is a little bit different.
It reminds me of those two. So and they're like ice. So I thought maybe the if we're doing a dodo, it would be in ice because they're like ice age Pokemon instead of prehistoric Pokemon.
That's kind of true.
I'm okay with that. Electric ice. Just give us another electric ice type. I'm into it.
That's kind of true.
I'm into that. Electric ice.
So that kind of makes sense and sounds like a fun.
A not sad what is it?
Oh, and if you have to have the animation jump, because that's the thing that people, I don't know if it's fake news from 200 years ago, but I know that people said, or the history book says that the dodo boy used to like walk and then hop. So I want that animation in there.
It had forgotten that it couldn't fly is I think what happened.
Understood.
What was the reason? I think they call him a dodo bird, and the reason that the dodo is synonymous with something unintelligent is because the birds had no predators on the islands they were. And so the sailors that got there went after them and started harvesting them, and the birds did not know to run from big creature because they did not have an ounce of self-preservation in their body because they had no predators. So that's where dodo like came from as far as a term, I think. I don't want us to keep going because it's been like 7 minutes on my dodo bird. Yeah. Let's move on to one of yours. I want to hear what you guys got. What do you got? Who wants to go first? Go ahead, Jushiro.
Sure, I'm gonna go with one of the most aggressive, dangerous animals on Earth that everyone at the moment wanted to see it, and that's the Canadian goose. Yes, I know. I agree with you exactly. Look at it. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, it's terrifying. Definitely need a Canadian goose as a Pokemon. I need it to be what Paris was in Legends Arceus. Needs to be like it must see you a mile away and attack.
Eyes red, boss music.
Ice red, completely. Boss music and everything. You're right.
These things, this is like geese are my least favorite animal of all time.
It has to be like dark flying or fighting flying.
I was gonna say fighting. It has to be like fighting, or don't even like. I like when they take birds and they don't make them flying types, right?
Fair enough.
Yeah,
like a dark fighting goose would be awesome.
That's hilarious.
And then have it like a signature move be like unprovoke attack. And when you attack it, it makes the opponent switch Pokemon. It does damage and then switches the opponent Pokemon because it's running away.
Or its ability, or it has like its own ability where it's like its first move is a fake out. Where its first move just has like priority for no reason.
Y'all have a lot more experience with these creatures than I do, I think.
These things are mean.
No, these things are mean.
I believe you.
They will bite you. No, so it's like where I work, a lot of the geese like to nest. And so around my building at work, we actually have to put up fake coyotes.
Oh, wow.
to scare them from like nesting too close to the building. And part of the training for where I work, I kid you not, part of the training when you get onboarded is they give you a 5-minute rundown about the goose situation.
What?
Yeah, because somebody got like more than one person, not just somebody, but more than one person has been chased by the geese up to the door and they haven't been able to unlock the door fast enough with their key card.
Wow.
They've been attacked by geese right at the door.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
These things are mean.
They are so aggressive.
They wake up and say, I wish a human would. And then they would.
They are aggressive when they're around their nest. My first experience was I was riding along a bike path on a river and I accidentally rode by a goose nest. I didn't know. I'm just on the bike path.
Mm-hmm.
These geese come at me, chasing me as fast as I'm riding my bike. And then like they start flying a little bit and they start nipping at my heels while I'm on my bike. It was insane.
And they're big too. They're scary because then they freaking start flopping their wings and it's like, whoa, that wingspan.
Yeah. And they bite. Yeah. No, geese are terrifying. They should be a Pokemon. They need like their own signature move.
The most aggressive Pokemon of them all.
They need their own. They learn bite and crunch. Okay. Absolutely.
Yep. Absolutely.
Learn bite and crunch.
This Pokemon will learn bite and crunch. It is. Yeah. Geese are terrible.
What about you, Seth?
Okay. I'm going to nominate a Pokemon animal that many would argue already has a Pokemon.
Okay.
But I don't think the Pokemon that they claim is based on this animal is really based on this animal enough, honestly. I am talking about the blue sea dragon. Have y'all seen those things?
Wait, which one's the wait? Oh, I do see it. I do see it because you sent me the link. Oh, wait, which Pokemon is based on this?
It's argued that the Gumi line is based on this Pokemon.
No, come on.
Not at all.
No.
Not at all.
Not at all.
No.
I guess it's just like because it's a slug and a dragon, I guess.
This is like way prettier than Gumi, though. Like,
it doesn't look like it at all.
It's way prettier and way meaner.
Gumi's just like a gooey little boy. This is like, hey, look at me, I'm beautiful.
It's beautiful. It looks so cool. It's itty bitty, like it's maybe a centimeter or two long. And
I think this is a Pokemon. The animal itself is a Pokemon.
I mean, right? Yeah. Especially when you learn about what it can do. Like, do you have any idea? Take a guess at what the primary food source for this animal is. The Portuguese man-o-war.
What?
What?
It floats on the water. This thing floats. It can't move by itself.
That's a Pokedex entry right there.
I know, right?
It goes after tentacles and...
It needs to be like water electric or something, or like dark electric, and it zaps Indian elephants. It's fine.
Oh, just wait till you hear what it does with the food that it doesn't eat.
Okay.
This thing is part of the I forget how to pronounce, like nudibranch order, siphonophore order, and what it does, it eats the Portuguese man-o-war. Oh, it eats other siphonophores. And you know how the Portuguese man-o-war has special cells that are its stingers that kind of explode out and shoot basically a spear into you, and that's what injects the venom microscopically. This thing somehow can ingest the man-o-war, preserve those cells, transfer them to their fingertips inside of its body, and becomes the same type of venomous as a Portuguese man-o-war. It can kill you if you pick it up, because it ate and uses Portuguese man-o-war venom cells.
Fascinating. So it learns pin missile.
It learns pin missile. It has poison point, like 100%, because it, like, if it's hit by a poison move, it might poison you back. Some weird ability like that.
That would be interesting.
Reflect poison or something.
Well, no, wait, if it gets poison, it poisons you back? Is that what you're saying? That's just synchronized. That's the ability synchronized.
No, I mean, like, gets hit by a poison move, it can poison something else or something weird.
Oh, it's like a weird version of poison point.
Make it like if it gets poisoned, it doesn't get damaged and just changes its type to poison. So it's a good switch in for someone trying to poison someone. You can switch to him and it turns into...
Think of it as flash fire for poison.
I like that. I like flash fire for poison. That's a good one.
Yeah, that's a really good one. I like it.
Because this thing is such a cool animal. Like, this straight up is a Pokemon in the real world. Like, what the heck? And Gumi and Gudra do not do it justice. I'm sorry.
They aren't this. They aren't this. That's whoever said that's wrong. Whoever said that's wrong, I think. Okay, I'm gonna do, I think we can all fit like one more in.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go back on the fossil train.
We all have our lanes that we're sticking to.
This is my lane. My lane right now is fossils. Because I just think there's a lot of fossil Pokemon that just haven't been picked up. I like Dodo. I like the idea of something new like that, but I'm just going to go back and be like, okay, here's like a cool dinosaur. And the answer is Stegosaurus. The answer is Stegosaurus.
Yes, please.
Stegosauruses are some of the coolest dinosaurs.
We don't have a Stegosaurus?
We don't have one, and I don't know how. We got a Tyrannosaurus, a Bronchiosaurus. We've got, what else do we have? We've got...
Pterodon.
Triceratops, that is not a Triceratops. I forgot the name of it, though.
We've only got 4 dinosaurs now that I think about it. How do we not have more dinosaurs? This is frustrating.
What's the creature name for the Rampardos? Oh my gosh.
But it's very frustrating that we only have 4. I don't know how that's happened. Pokemon, get together.
Fossils are cool, y'all.
Yeah, we need more dinosaur Pokemon.
Yeah, I don't know what type you make a Stegosaurus, because Stegosauruses are just cool.
I think it should be grass rock, maybe.
Ooh, grass. I like grass a lot, actually. Grass rock I could get behind.
Can they and have the scales be just like leaves?
Okay. Ooh.
Yes. Okay, I'm here. I am here for this. Yes.
And he could do Racer Leaf with them, and he auto regenerates them.
Okay.
I am in fact here for that because I like that idea.
Give it like solar power, where the Stegosaurus spines are almost like solar panels.
Well, no, you just make them giant leaves, right? And that's how it photosynthesizes. And you make its body
but like when it spreads them out or something,
you make the body a little bit rockier. And I like rock grass because all we have is Cradilly for that, right? And I guess technically Ogerpon.
Right.
But I like the idea of giving it to another Pokemon. Give us another 2-stage fossil. I think it would also be I think something that we haven't done yet is a 3-stage fossil, which would be really cool, but has nothing to do with this conversation.
Suddenly starters.
No, I just think it would be really cool. Like we get something that maybe it's a one-off fossil or something, kind of like Aerodactyl, where it's just like, oh, this it's, I don't know. You have to have for it to be a 3-stage fossil, you need the end game to be really cool. But I don't know what that is. But I do think that Stegosaurus, we could do little baby Stegosaurus, big Stegosaurus. I don't know. Like that's most fossils. Smaller version, bigger version, right?
Big version, yep. I'm all in for Stegosaurus.
Look at Tyrunt and Tyrantrum. Small T-Rex, big T-Rex. That's all I want. I like the grass idea. Making the spines leaves, that's a cool idea. I'm here for it. And we haven't had a grass fossil before either, which is also very interesting.
Well, the lily.
Other than lily. Yeah, I literally just said Cradilly. Yeah. Never mind. Take back everything I said. Thatch is not knowledgeable and shouldn't host a Pokemon podcast.
It happens. I thought we didn't have a Tardigrade, and I was just informed that that's Ray Nicholas, and I'm like, why?
Jushiro, what do you have? I want to transition away from the Stegosaurus.
We mostly talked about either giant, powerful Pokemon or very aggressive Pokemon that can, attack or poison. I want to scale it back and go to a very chill version. Let's go. It's pretty much incredible that we still don't have a Capybara Pokemon.
Capybara,
this guy's chill. He's water normal, probably. Like Bidoof.
He's just hanging out with Bibarel, yeah.
He has Oblivious as a Pokemon ability because he doesn't care about life. You can step on him, use him as a fairy.
I do like the idea that he's like a Morpeko and like it switches to like something else. I don't know.
Yeah, it could be. The thing is, make him water, but then make him have like thick skin, maybe also as an ability, as an optional ability.
New Route 1 rodent?
Why not?
Wikipedia does have a really good picture of like a bird sitting on its head. It would be really cool if there's a bird Pokemon in the same gen that like had it that had... No, it's not the goose.
Oh my god, yes.
It allies with the goose to defend its territory.
No, the goose has its own thing. We need like a little finch that goes with it. Or you could even be like, oh, Pidgey likes to ride on its head or something similar like that. You know what I mean?
Right, like we have Pokemon that have like other Pokemons on them, and like Mantine and something like that. Like they have a small little Pokemon on top of his head. And depending on the Pokemon that it has on the top of his head, it's whatever attack or ability it has.
It's Cramorant, but headdress.
Right, and make it like the fairy Pokemon, right? Because he likes people in the wild. Pokemon uses them.
Ooh, he could be like water fairy because he just doesn't care. We need more physical fairy types anyway. I think. I think it would be good, like a physical water fairy type.
Anyway, capybaras are adorable. They're great animals, and they should have a Pokemon.
All right, Seth. What's another one you got?
Okay, I have for us another creature that exists on this planet that is already a Pokemon. We are going back to the phylum of mollusk creatures, and we are going from the top of the ocean to the very bottom of the ocean. What I would like to paint a picture for you is a snail that lives near hydrothermal vents, which is where we get some of our weirder creatures.
How would it survive on land?
It wouldn't easily. But this is the Pokemon world where water types fly.
Goldeen shouldn't exist outside water.
Goldeen shouldn't exist. Like you went too far.
Goldeen shouldn't exist. Talk about filler fish Pokemon.
Basculin shouldn't exist in general.
So we're on the bottom of the ocean floor next to a hydrothermal vent. There's a snail that's just trying to make its way downtown. It's eating a lot of the minerals that are just spewing out from these hydrothermal vents, and it thinks, gosh, there's a lot of iron sulfide in this water. I wish there was something I could do with it. Maybe I'll just wear it as armor.
Yeah, I think a steel water type is a really good one because is that still just locked to Empoleon? That typing?
Well, I feel like there's one other thing. I can't think of it. It might just be Empoleon. But yeah, this is the scaly-foot gastropod, also sometimes called the sea pangolin or the volcano snail. It is the only creature that we know of today to utilize iron in its body, iron sulfide in its body to make armor. It makes these little scales on the bottom, which is why it's called the scaly foot thing, and it kind of looks like a pangolin. It looks like a little bit of a sandshrew. Those are iron. Hear
me out just a little bit. Because it's the volcano snail, I feel like this is like a very interesting thing you could do with Pokemon. Because like we don't need to find it in its actual habitat, right? But I kind of like the idea of taking this. We can keep the same design, right? Of the mollusk, right? And the thing. But what we do is instead of going, oh hey, this is a water steel because we're just like very level 1 in Pokemon design. I would like to throw out the idea of it being a fire steel type.
I would like to throw out the idea of it being a regional of Magcargo.
It could be. I think that could be interesting. I think fire steel is, I mean, we could do both, right? Like, why not both?
Fire steel with some kind of water reducing ability, maybe water compaction.
Yeah, water compaction would be really cool.
Or in terms of ability, it could have that if it gets hit by rock or steel, it's like armor break, but the reverse. It gains more armor and less speed.
So it's like stamina. It's like a situational stamina.
As it gets hit by it, because it's using the iron to create more armor. The iron to create more armor, so if it gets hit by steel, you can switch him in if you're gonna get hit by a steel move, and he'll become even more tougher.
It's like Justified almost, but for dark types, yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah, but look at this thing. I sent y'all the Wikipedia, so I'm sure Thatch has it pulled up, but look at this thing.
I know, the photo, it looks horrible.
I know, it's very cool. I'm into it. I'm into this idea, Seth. I like the idea of it being, even if it's not a Magcargo regional, you still just make it like, hey, it hangs out by volcanoes and it picks up the obsidian, and it wears it as armor. This is a real life steel type, y'all. We have this on Earth. This is a steel type animal on Earth. What are we doing? It's pretty cool. This is pretty cool. Okay, we have some time, and I know you have one more, Seth, and I want you to go for it.
So we have the stupidest looking animal I've ever seen in my life. This thing looks like a child's toy, very honestly. It is the giraffe.
It's like somebody put too many Legos together.
Exactly. It looks like those Connects or whatever in Legos.
Yeah.
And someone's like, I think my bug needs to have a really long neck. And then they just slap together. It's the giraffe weevil. If you don't know much about weevils, they look already, just in general, like, I don't know.
Not like the weevil from Pokemon.
They look kind of cute for a bug, if I'm being honest. They look silly. And the giraffe weevil takes that to the maximum, where its neck is 2 to 3 times the length of, like, it's got dimorphism, so that the females and males are different, but its neck is like 4 times longer than its body portion, and its head is at the tip of that neck like a little teeny weird giraffe.
It's pretty crazy.
The males apparently use it in fighting?
I think you could make it like I don't want to say you can make it a Heracross form per se, but
a Heracross with the head on the top of the horn.
I mean, well, we have a bunch of like beetles, right? Like we've got Pinsir, we've got Heracross. I think you just do. I mean, we technically have like Relor, but I don't know if that's really a beetle. But I think it'd be really cool. Just
we don't have many.
Like you can make this just like a bug. I mean, man, we've done a lot of bug types. Bug types have gotten good in the past like decade. Like really fun.
Funny how that works when most creatures are bugs, and most of those bugs are beetles.
Beetleborgs, big bad Beetleborgs. Nobody except for 90s kids gets that reference.
But yeah, the giraffe weevil would be a hilarious Pokemon that would not be good. It would be a funny Route 1 bug that just looks absolutely ridiculous. Imagine the Alolan Executor memes, but a bug.
Yes, I think. Oh man, what if we just did that?
What if we just did that? Like
Alolan Heracross. Boom.
Imagine a Pokemon whose body, like it's the beetle's body.
Dragon. Oh, this is our dragon bug right here.
Our dragon bug. That's it.
This is our dragon bug. It's our dragon bug is the giraffe-necked weevil.
That is. Yeah, that's it. That's the type.
I'm imagining something that confuses people with like when they look at the height of this Pokemon, like Dunsparce did forever. Where everyone's like, it's 6 feet tall, it's huge. No, it's 6 feet long.
I like the idea of it being a dragon.
I'm imagining this bug's body being...
I like the idea. This
like
is our bug dragon.
A foot in diameter body and 5 feet of neck.
Could you imagine that it breathes fire because it's a dragon type?
It looks eye to eye with you when it evolves and goes, hello, trainer. I'm ready to take on the Elite Four.
It's a 3-stage line, and the neck just gets longer each evolution.
It speaks perfect English. So that's my last one, to be ridiculous.
I'm a fan of this. I would love to know. I can't wait for the mailbag, actually, this week. What Pokemon you think should be, or what animal you think should be a Pokemon that isn't already. Please let us know.
This will be a good one.
At puclpodcast@gmail.com. This has been a fun discussion. We're going to go ahead and we're going to kick it on over to our next segment. It's going to be it's slightly different than it's been before. Instead of Puckle's poke of the episode, it's Puckle's pokey opinion. So you know what, guys? Thanks for listening. We're going to kick it on over to the next segment. We will catch you on the flip-flop.
Poke of the episode.
Welcome to our pokey opinion. This is where we're going to go ahead and ask a question of myself and the co-host, and we're going to come up with a topic for it, or an answer. So today our pokey opinion is, which Pokemon do you think would be the best around the kitchen?
Fascinating.
Kitchen.
Best around the kitchen.
Best around the kitchen. I'm gonna say like this is like a very like basic answer for that.
Okay.
But Bisharp. Just because like
that makes sense.
It's got knives for arms, right? So you just go.
Yep.
It helps slice. It helps dice. It does everything. It's my mandolin slicer, but in the
it's your mandolin slicer.
Yeah. I mean, it does all those things for me. And it stands at counter height already, so we're good to go.
It stands at counter height. How tall is Bisharp? I gotta look it up.
Bisharp, that's a good question. Let's find out.
It is 5'3", the same height as Gardevoir.
That is stop. Don't believe that. Don't tell me that. Don't put that into this world, Seth. Don't put that into this world.
That would be very dangerous.
It's me, the devil.
But I think Bisharp would be very good at helping me prep my meals. Okay? Bisharp would help prep my meals, and that is all I need.
Okay.
That's fair.
I'm a fan. I think it's a good one.
I think it is. My Poke opinion on this one would be a Rotom. I mean, why do I have to manually operate everything when I can just have my Rotom jump from the blender to the toaster to the oven to the fridge
I'm gonna push back on that one a little bit.
Yes, please.
Okay.
Only because I feel like there has to be like some limitation on the devices that Rotom can enter, right?
Interesting.
Like
they can't be gas, they have to be electric.
That is true. But I believe and I'm gonna use this like this is like Thatch lore. This has nothing to do with the Pokemon universe.
Right, yeah.
Well, a little bit. Like whenever we get like the items to transform Rotom in the games, they're always very specific color stuff. And so I kind of believe that like Rotom it was a problem like in the past. Like I imagine like 1950s Pokemon world, Rotom was a problem because it was inhabiting very certain appliances from that time.
It was haunting, yeah.
It was haunting those specifically. And it doesn't want to do like newer stuff that often. Like they had like the Rotom phones had to be designed to accept a Rotom, right? Like that's my imagination. Fair. Like Rotom couldn't just jump into like my iPhone. I have to get a Rotom phone,
right?
And so I mean, you can go deck yourself out with like you could deck yourself out with like Rotom appliances, but like I think it would make more sense. Yeah, so I don't know. I feel like you're giving Rotom too much power, Jushiro.
Let me throw this justification in though. Say you like. We have so many devices nowadays that already do that. They have, works with Google Home, works with this, that, the other, works with Rotom.
Everything you're saying is... Yeah, okay, that's fair. I like that. I do like that.
In universe, it's just Google Home. Yeah. Hey, Rotom, cook this thing at 300 for 5 minutes, and then crank down to 200 for the remaining 30.
Yeah.
Rotom, jumps in the oven. Done.
Man, that's an interesting thought. Not to mention, it would be pretty good in as a washing machine if you needed the battle. So
yeah, Rotom, keep the kids out of the kitchen.
It can instant charge and let you draw 3 cards from your deck.
Yeah, and then it ends your cooking. But
it ends your cooking once you draw those 3 cards. But
yeah, exactly. Okay, so I've got one. This is what I could think of because I was looking for something with multiple appendages. Because I like your idea, Thatch, so I wanted to expand on it. Because someone needs to be in the room for, you cut the things, you need to put them somewhere. You need to do something with them.
Okay.
I nominate Ambipom.
Ambipom. Oh. Okay. That's a choice. I do like that none of us went with any of the chef Pokemon specifically, by the way.
I wanted to do something weird. I wanted to do something not obvious.
Right, that would have been the obvious
I don't want to know that
any of the food Pokemon.
Looking at Ambipom, I want to make it clear that I don't want to know that it prepared my food. I'm not comfortable with that.
I will say that its dex entries support this theory by saying that it's more adept with its tail hands than it is with its regular hands. So
okay.
It shucks nuts with its 2 tails, it says.
Yeah.
Like it's very adept with using them as secondary hands. So
interesting.
2 arms? How about 4?
Yeah.
How about 4? You need to get it a little stool. He's only 3 feet tall, so he needs to reach the counter.
He does need a stool. He's not going to be able to reach.
Small price to pay to do 4 things at once.
Yeah. And he can't ratatouille you.
Okay, looking at the official art, though, does he actually have hands? Like, it just looks like purple stubs.
They're just arms, but that's as hand-like as a lot of Pokemon hands are.
That's fair.
Pikachu, for instance. I think it has little fingers.
Gen 4 evolutions just scare me, okay? It's fine.
Yeah, a little bit.
Like, I don't know. It looks too people to me. And
it looks too human.
It's like a
chimpanzee.
It scares me. I don't know.
I hate how I hate how, like, Apom's face looks like a face. Ambipom's face looks like a mask.
Yes.
Yeah.
I never realized it until now.
It's just like a very Gen 4 thing where I feel like they made very awkward designs.
Yeah.
And I don't really understand it. Like, I mean, Electivire
its fingers
is really
are just
cool.
hot dogs.
Yeah, that doesn't make me feel better either. Like,
but it's very good with those hot dogs.
Are they like moist? Are they?
Don't ask questions. Is your food good?
That's what I'm scared of, Seth. You're gonna like, I come over to Seth's house and we're gonna have dinner, but he's like, don't worry, my Ambipom's helping. And I'm like, I don't feel good about that, Seth. And then I get the food, but it's supposed to be like, maybe like a steak or like a nice piece of chicken or something. And I go, Seth, why is this wet? And you're just like, don't worry about it. Don't worry. It's fine.
Compliments to the chef. Ambipom swings out the door.
Yeah. Don't worry about it, Thatch. I just worry about its dexterity, right?
This peanut butter and jelly sandwich seems damp.
Apparently it must be pretty okay if it's got pick up,
Yeah, it can rob you.
When I come over for dinner, it's going to rob me after it prepares the meal, huh? That's what's happening.
It'll pick up food on the way.
Yeah. Okay, I see. Yeah, that's it's very
That's
scary.
a good one. That was fun. That was really fun.
Yeah, that was very scary. But yeah, of course you can always reply to this also in the mailbag if you want.
Tell us who was right.
What Pokemon
I hope you like your damp steak.
But yeah, all right. Well, we've got one more segment, and that's our mailbag. So we're going to kick it on over to the mailbag.
It's mail time! Send in your emails! Mail!
Welcome to our mailbag. This is the part of the show where you can email us at puclpodcast@gmail.com, and we might read your email on the show. As always, this segment is brought to you by the fictional energy drink Green Tauros, the energy drink that gives you hooves.
Hooves.
And we'll give the Green Tauros badge to anybody we deem worthy. Woo! By that we mean starts conversation. Last week we did ask you guys what your top 5 and bottom 5 Unova Pokemon were, and boy, did you guys have opinions about that. That doesn't even include like YouTube and everywhere. So unfortunately, we're not going to get to all those because we're going to prioritize some of these emails. We're going to do 4 today because I realize it's unfair that every time we do these, I always read Tamal's email. And I'm giving him his own special quarter now. Our first email is tonight, or today. It's tonight for us, but it's whatever time it is for you listening.
You might listen to it at night. Who knows?
You might listen at night. You might listen in the day. Who knows? So our email is going to come to you from Thomas O'Brien, and I believe you've got this one, Jushiro.
Yep, he states, "What's shaking, my puckle people? Having never completed a playthrough of Gen 5, I've never had any strong attachment to any of the Unova Pokemon. As such, most of my picks for the top and bottom are based purely as if I like their designs and or shiny forms. So,
probably the best way to do it.
Yeah, at this point, yeah. The top 5 are Gigalith. It has probably one of the best shiny forms in the game. I might consider shiny hunting one day just to get this one. It's blue, right?
Okay.
That's the difference?
Yes. Yeah, it's a very good one. Gigalith is very good.
It looks crystally, I think.
Then we have Excadrill. In my novice attempt to team build for the Indigo Disc, Excadrill was the mainstay. I paired it next to the Heat Rotom and was able to spam Earthquake and Discharge most of the time.
Nice.
Yes.
Then we have Cofagrigus. Its arms usually make me think of the Cloney vectors from Elfen Lied. I have no idea what those words mean.
Neither do I.
Oh, there we go. Oh, my all-time favorite anime series. That sounds fun.
Fair enough.
Then we have Genesect, or Genesect? However do you want to pronounce that? Genesect. As far as mythicals go, this one's the coolest looking ones. I agree. I feel like we need more Genesect, content in the games. Anyway, Among Us. Its staying power Among Us has in VGC is pretty impressive and deserves recognition here. Despite constant power creeps, whenever Among Us is available, it has usage on the VGC.
You just call it Among Us.
Among Us. As a minor tangent, I've never fully understood why people hate on Incineroar so much. Oh, it's a competitive thing, brother. It's a competitive thing. But don't say it's because
it's for so many reasons.
It's because I'm not as big of a fan of DreamWorks.
It's because he's too good, and people hate on Pokemon that are way too good.
It's when a Pokemon like hits over 50% usage, maybe even like 33% usage. People just really dislike it because you just see it all the time.
Right. So it's nothing to do with his. I don't think it's anything to do with his design or anything. It's just because he's so good.
Yeah, you can complain about a Pokemon being like very used. I mean, this is the problem with like Landorus up until, Gen 8.
Until it became bad.
I mean, they got rid of Hidden Power. That's what happened, honestly. And the big thing here that's very interesting with Incineroar is just that, I mean, it's because you see it all the time, but back in Gen 6, that's not a bingo card thing, but it's fine.
We did it. Close enough.
Back in Gen 6, like it was a huge issue when most teams were the same 5 Pokemon. So whatever we have now is better.
Nah, for me, it's just that it goes from cute cat to straight up DreamWorks character, and I hate it.
I am upset.
No, bro, I'm a wrestling fan. The fact that they come up with a heel Pokemon was enough for me. The concept alone made Incineroar everything for me.
That's fine for you. I think I still stand by this. It's a little bit better now, but not much. I really dislike when starter Pokemon just become friends you can high five. That's the entirety of the Gen 8 starter roster is like they made them so you could have that scene at the end of the game where you walk to this with your starter to the final battle and you like look at each other and you're like having a moment.
Incineroar goes up to the restaurant counter and says, "Hey, my trainer asked for no ketchup."
No, that was Gen 7. In Gen 7, they actually have a little cutscene where before you go to Victory Road, your starter pops out and you have a moment with them. I mean, Primarina's a little awkward, but it's not that bad.
Flops.
I mean, the same thing happened in Gen 9, too. In Gen 9, you can high-five all your starters. Gen 6, you can high-five all your starters.
Rowlet will shoot you.
I just want to get to I want a starter that's like Torterra or Venusaur. Like, I want one of those again. Like, that is a monster and is not just like a humanoid Pokemon. But it's fine.
I don't want a Sonic the Hedgehog OC, don't steal.
This is just Thatch complaining again. I want Breloom. I want monsters.
In my day, the Pokemon were on all fours.
Continue on with the email.
I want Pokemon with that are monsters again. That's what I want.
I want bring back quadrupeds.
Never fully understood why people hate on Incineroar so much, but don't say anything about Among Us. I would argue it's equally as menacing as Incineroar, just in a different way. Now, then he has the bottom 5, and they start with Stunfisk. I'm pretty sure I tried to make it work in a playthrough or something one time because of its ground electric typing, but it's just terrible. Also, it looks dumb. Garbodor? Oh, come on, not Garbodor. I remember people harping on Pokemon for running out of ideas by designing a little trash Pokemon. Others would counter by pointing out Pokemon like Muk and Voltorb just being a blob and a Pokeball respectively, yeah. I would argue that it's still little trash Pokemon and deserve to be in the bottom spot. No, sir, you're a trash Pokemon and you deserve to be in the bottom spot.
Oh my gosh.
Do not attack my Garbodor.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Garbodor is great and I will defend him to the grave. Great Pokemon.
Yikes.
Wow. Okay.
All right.
Thanks, Jushiro.
Musharna. I've always grossed me out a little.
Yeah,
it is kind of gross. I hate the 3D animation that has just had that solid smoke.
The solid smoke, yeah, creepy.
Yeah, it's like it's just so weird. I wish it was just smoke, but it's not. It's like a slime or something. It's weird. Anyway, continue on. Watchdog, its crazy ears are a little too much for me. You can include Putt Rat here as well. Agree. It does have crazy eyes. Archeops. Oh, here. See, now we're clashing again. Archeops. I get it. It's the whole thing is that it can't fly well. I still think it looks weird flapping its wings like a madman. That's all
I also like it because it supported my favorite Pokemon in the TCG, Lugia.
Boo. Boo. Boo.
I mostly said that to upset Seth.
I can't wait for Atlanta Regionals because rotation is that day. Ha ha.
I will miss the deck. The deck is a fun deck.
That's all for me. I hope you'll have a great week.
Woo!
Thomas O'Brien, thank you for that. All right, our next email is going to come to you from...
Thomas 2, right?
Thomas number 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Thomas number 2. I've got that one. Hey, Puckle Peeps, I've been listening to your podcast for roughly 5 years now without really wanting to ever send an email.
Whoa!
Well, welcome to the email sending people. It's great to have you and to have had you for so long.
Now we know you listen because we know you exist.
But this topic is really near to my heart. I grew up on Pokemon and played Gen 1 and 2 religiously. Then I hit my teens with Gen 3 and stopped playing because it was kids stuff now. Fast forward to 2011 and I hear there's this new generation out. I became curious and decided to look at all the new ones. I instantly fell in love with almost half of this generation and had to start playing again. I became a fan again, had a brand new favorite Pokemon that is still my number 1 favorite of all time. So I do have a lot of opinions about this gen, and I want to share them with you. So let's start at the bottom and work our way. Bottom 5.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, this will be great.
Good setup, yeah.
Number 5, Jellicent, the king and queen of ugly design. Frillish had a potential, and they squandered it.
Pringles can is great.
I love them.
Number 4, Watchog. A bland design made dumber because of its highlights. At least Pat Rat is cute.
I agree.
Yeah, debatable.
I think they're terrifying. Number 3, Conkeldurr. What a disappointing end to an okay line. Jeez, that nose ruins what little it had going for it.
It's
actually though, maybe I can agree with that.
It's just those that are like, oh, Machamp, Alakazam, but Gen 5 version are just kind of dull in general.
It really just drives home, hey, did you forget that this Pokemon's based on a clown?
Right.
And it's just kind of creepy. Hey, I do humor on the side.
I agree.
Come to my stand-up night.
I would be really funny, but the snowflakes nowadays, they just don't get the joke.
Gives that vibe. What is it?
Oh my gosh.
Snowflake Pokemon.
Oh my gosh.
What's the snowflake Pokemon?
Cryogonal.
I forget. Number two. Cryogonal. These Cryogonals now. Number 2. Throw. A super boring design made worse by the fact that it is next to Sock. Ernie never had it so rough. Number 1. The Gothitelle line. It's disturbing. It's freaky. And made me question if some of the designers at Game Freak needed to talk to Chris Hansen.
Me the other way, Ryan. I'm disillusioned with that line. I feel it's boring for what it should be.
On to the good part, though. Number 5, top 5, rather. All the dragon Pokemon. This is all one line item.
You can only put one. You can't. This is more than 5.
He goes into more. All the dragon Pokemon, they are all awesome and were instantly new favorites. Druddigon is at the bottom of this only because it doesn't have a pre-evolution. So we're going to say that line is Druddigon because that's the only Pokemon you named. Sorry.
It says it's his least favorite of them all, too.
Yeah, well, they should have named the favorite.
No Hydreigon.
Number 4. Whoa. Number 4, Ducklet line.
This is a hot take.
That is a hot take.
It's a simple and elegant design and earned a spot in my heart instantly. Helped by the fact the ugly swan was one of my favorite stories as a toddler. Okay.
I think Ducklet is a cooler Pokemon than Swanna.
Right, I was gonna say, yeah. I like Ducklet more than Swanna.
I like the ugly duckling tie.
I do, yeah.
I'll give it that. All right, number 3, Crocodile. As a Floridian, I love me some crocodilia animals.
Heck yeah. That was by far one of my favorite Pokemons of Gen 5, especially because of its name.
I know, right?
God, I love his name. Crocodile's one of the most...
We gushed about that last week, too.
Yeah, one of those amazing names in Pokemon.
He goes on, though. It was an instant banger. It having cool shades in the anime was a bonus. Number 2, Sawsbuck. The idea is amazing, and each design captures perfectly the idea of seasons. A true king of the forest if there ever was one. But I tell you what it doesn't do. This is me, Seth. It doesn't sink into the shadows and whip people and have pride. We learned that. Number 1, Golurk. This Pokemon right here is the reason why I play Pokemon now.
Makes sense.
It's an 8-foot-tall stone mech. It flies because it has rocket feet.
No, it's not rocket feet. It's not rocket feet. It's just that the bottom of it's a rocket.
It's like a rocket torso.
The like feet get absorbed into it.
Yeah, the feet retract.
Yeah, they like retract.
A full cell Steelos. That's what happens.
Yeah.
It has powered up punches. This is the thing I wanted as a 7-year-old boy, and I didn't even know. I cannot stress how absolutely gorgeous this thing is. As a fan of Super Sentai Gundam and other mecha media, it speaks to me. It's my favorite Pokemon and is the best in Unova, in my opinion.
It's a good one. Golurk's a very good one.
Thomas, too. Thanks for the email. Thanks for listening for 5 years.
Thank you. Yeah. All right. Our next email is going to come to us from... I guess John. He didn't give us a name otherwise. And I've got this one.
Don't forget to put a name if you don't want us to say your name.
Yeah, please say that. Hello, Puckalonians. This one's not on screen if you're watching on video because I can't scroll past the email and I don't need you guys emailing this guy.
Fights.
Faced with the daunting task of ranking 155 wholly unique little miracles in the world of Unova and determine the top and bottom 5 is a daunting task, so I'm not doing that. Instead, I'm going to establish a ranking on the only logical, purely objective criteria there is. A ranking of Pokemon solely based on their descriptions by the band The Presidents of the United States of America, from which I can only assume was a chart-topping Billboard smash. Can't stop catching them all. Surely the band and the music video director, Chase Jarvis, have come up with witty and unique descriptors of each of these Unovan friends, and not just a description of color and size. Now, to take a big sip of water here and begin ranking.
Thatch, can you remind me what he's talking about, the President of the United States of America thing?
The President of the United States of America are a band. They do like a lot of like theme song work. Like they did Cleveland Rocks for the Drew Carey show.
And they had something with Gen 5, right? Or something?
Yeah, so when Gen 5 came out, if you were a Nintendo Power subscriber, you got this little DVD one day. It was near the end of Nintendo Power. Inside was a music video of this song, Can't Stop Catching 'Em All, with the President of the United States. You can find it on YouTube still. It's still up. And it's like the 2011 version of the Poke Rap. It's not a rap. It is these guys going around singing about every Pokemon. They have a small descriptor for each of them, from the Gen 5 Pokemon.
Okay.
It's very wild. So
is that the part that's in the parentheses here?
Yes, is what they say.
Okay, sweet.
So his top 5, Munna, gets inside your dreams. Come on in, flowery pink Freddy Krueger.
What the
Braviary is not afraid of you or anything of evolving at level 54. There is no fear in this bird.
There's no fear.
Victini wins it all for you. When Victini calls in with a surefire Super Bowl 10-way parlay, you better listen then. Pat Rat is looking out for you. A true declaration of a Pokemon friend. Looking out for you. Truly, this show of loyalty will continue into evolution. What's that? Don't listen to Victini? I need to drink more water and think about these long-winded emails, though. Thanks for looking out, Pat Rat.
A lot of Pat Rat.
Can stitch it up tight. What a handy-sounding Pokemon. Also in the music video, this is the Pokemon that is on the front of a giant novelty postcard sent to the band. So bonus points for prop comedy.
That's funny. That's good. Love it.
The bottom 5. Watchhog watches out for stuff. Where did the loyalty go, Pat Rat? I thought we were friends. Now you just watching out for stuff. Galvantula. Electric Bug. What happened here? It's even sung like they couldn't think of anything to add from checking the therapy page.
What the heck? After all the love we gave it last week? What the heck?
Panseer burns and burns and burns. Panseer is done dirty by being the third in the verse described as burning. The third thing in the verse. Oh my gosh. Reshiram is enormous and white, and Zekrom is so black and huge. Stuck together and described back to back, truly the worst of the color/trait. Color/trait combo that is 90% of this song.
Wow.
Haxorus, green and bright. Oh wait, never mind. This is worst. We deserve a bespoke Pokemon novelty song every generation.
The Set and Spike.
Agree. By a different artist every time.
So thank you for that. We appreciate it. Okay, so now we've got one more because I did promise you 4. This one is going to be from our boy Tamal. He has always sent in emails. They're always fun. So we're going to get to it. This one this week is going to come to you from Tamal. And it says, "Good day, Puckle. It's a new year, a new Puckle, top and bottom 5 episode, and a new excuse for me to spend my time writing deranged emails instead of doing things that actually need doing. I've been listening to Puckle for a few years now, and given how long my work commute is, podcasts are probably the entertainment form I engage with the most. So in a tribute to the joy and or revulsion they bring to millions around the world, here are my top and bottom 5 Unovan Pokemon. But they're hosting their very own podcast."
Oh. There it is.
Let's just assume that there's some sort of Poke translator in place.
There it is. Okay, the Set and Spike again. Okay.
Number 5 and number 4, Oshawott and Sawsbuck.
Is this top? This is top.
This is top. Nice. Yeah. Oshawott Clark and Sawsbuck W. Bryant are hosts of the podcast Stuffle You Should Know. A podcast about science, history, and pop culture, all somehow tangentially related to how cute the Stuffle are. They've released over 2,000 episodes and are consistently ranked in the top 10 shows on Flapple Podcast.
Flapple Podcast?
Number 3, BEM. Hosts an alien conspiracy podcast, but one that's actually interesting because it is an alien and has firsthand knowledge about extraterrestrial Pokemon.
But Cyril...
Let me tell you, these guys ain't nothing.
The government keeps trying to shut it down, but you can never shut down the truth, man.
And it has zero knowledge of humans, so it makes things up. Its conspiracy theories are about the humans and not the aliens.
Number 2, Meloetta, hosts a music podcast, has had guest spots from famous bands and artists over the years, including Shell Metallica, Clink 182, the Mien Foo Fighters, and NSYNC, ends short-lived solo career. Their dream is to interview 80s synth pop band Durant.
Oh, wow.
That got me, yep.
Oh, that got me. That's getting me. Okay.
I think they pronounced it wrong, though. I think it's Shell Metallica.
Number 1, Whimsicott, one of the many co-hosts of the podcast called the Pokemon Unova Champions League. Along with its main host for Alligator, Whimsicott rotates every few weeks or so with the other co-hosts, including a Ladian, a Breloom, and a Clodsire. She and the other hosts work together to make a wonderful, as always, weekly podcast where they talk everything Pokemon, from the trading card game to the video game and everything in between.
I love it.
In between.
I love it. How meta.
I love that. That's pretty good. I appreciate that. That's pretty meta. I'm here for it. The bottom 5. Number 5, Garbodor, hosts a gaming podcast, but has no idea how to make a podcast engaging or entertaining. Dead air for seconds at a time, minimal editing, inconsistent release schedule, and even leaves, unfortunately, bodily noises in the episodes. Somehow still gets sponsored by Alola Fresh.
Oh my gosh.
Number 4, Bisharp, host of the Ben by Sharpiro show. Speaks really quickly and pseudo-intellectually in an attempt to overwhelm debate opponents and doesn't like anything deemed woke. Runs a shoddy news network and writes terrible patriotic novels while not podcasting.
It makes sense that Sucker Punch is translated to ambush, but I don't know that Bisharp has the speed stat for this.
This next one is number 3 is Lampant, former host of a true crime podcast where he somehow had an insight into cases that no one else had. It turns out that he was causing 99% of murders in order to absorb their souls and just like to brag about it.
I love that. I love that. Oh no.
Number 2, Sock hosts the Socktua podcast. Capitalizing on his 15 minutes of fame when it was interviewed for making a fool of itself, got involved in a crypto scam and promptly disappeared.
Oh no.
Hosts the Throw Rogan Experience podcast, which amplifies the Muga movement, Make Unova Great Again.
Oh my gosh.
Even after Muga supporters stormed the Pokemon League, Getz has still managed to get reelected as the Unovan president. Partly thanks to this divisive podcast.
Oh my gosh, that's so...
So, Puckle, if Pokemon made podcasts, which ones would you listen to? Also, thank you for putting my favorite Pokemon, Volcarona, into your top 5 ranking. Cheers, mates. Tamal.
Oh my god, I can now understand why you put it in its own segment, because then no one would win.
I'll be real with you all. That I would probably dig up those Lampent episodes if I was having to listen to something, because that sounds cool.
That sounds pretty good. All right. Well, if you would like, Green Taurus badge. Before I move on, Tamal is he gets it because he exists. But like
that's just kind of a separate thing.
Yeah, it's his own thing. Oh my gosh, I just scrolled up and I realized there were more emails above the ones I had seen.
There's like a lot of them.
Oh my gosh, I just realized there's about 10 more emails. Oh my gosh.
That's great though. Thank you so much everyone for emailing us.
Yeah, thank y'all so much.
We need to do something with these. I need to do something with these. It's so great.
They're all great too. Like we review them.
Yeah, but I think I want to go with John because he did the Presidents of the United States bit, which I think is the best part.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah.
I like that. So, John, you get the Green Taurus badge. If you guys would like to email us next week and let us know what animal you think should be a Pokemon, send that into puclpodcast@gmail.com. Additionally, if you would like to hang out with us throughout the week, the best way to do so is come to our Discord at pucklediscord.com. You can also help us out or just follow us over on social media at Twitter, Blue Sky, Instagram, and Facebook. You can also go ahead and find us at YouTube at youtube.com/pucklepodcast. Please get over there because if you're not watching the video podcast now because you're not a patron, those will be out there eventually, probably in the next month or so. You could probably catch a video podcast. We're still working out the kinks and we want to make sure it looks good for everybody else. And then additionally, if you want to help support the show, you can always go over to Patreon at patreon.com/pucklepodcast where we're going to be doing, I think, some kind of glass mug with the logo on it for this month, / beer glass. It's not a beer glass, pint glass. Let's say pint glass. And then
it comes in pints.
And then additionally, you can always use our code PucklePod5 at trollandtoad.com for a 5% discount. I did forget to mention. Also, don't forget to check out Twitch at twitch.tv/thepucklepodcast where I stream every Wednesday, and hopefully more people get on that as well. I'm going to have some cool new things to talk about on the stream this week, so I'm excited to get going on that. We do more than just play games. I usually open it up with about a 20-minute segment that's pretty close to a podcast. So I hope you guys come out and you can make it out. You can always check our schedules over on the Discord or on our social media for our weekly content. But with that, I have been your host, Trainer Thatch.
Some say I've been Jushiro.
And I have been Lord Seth Vilo.
And here in the Lavender Town Radio Tower, it's closing time.
It's closing time in Lavender Town. Time to say our goodbyes. It's closing time. Farewell, my friends. I'll catch you on the flip side.